with this light. The people who follow him seem to me to be very simplistic and basing their faith simply on the performance of this miracle, but and nevertheless I tried to talk to a few people, and I would say universally there's a need for, if possible, for us to distribute Srila Bhaktipada's books, and they need a place like New Vrindavan to come to and appreciate. I don't know if I should mention or not. I was unsuccessful in the Vatican in getting in their library. I got all the way to the Monsignor who's in charge of the Vatican Library, and he refused to admit me into the library, which shocked me very much because I got in every other major library in Europe. But I asked him why it was impossible, and for me to go in, and he said that they had a contract for all their beautiful manuscripts to be published by some German publisher. And I explained to her that we were really doing this for a religious reason, not to make a lot of money. And Monsignor looked at me and he said, "Sir," he said, "this is not a religious library." And my jaw dropped down. I was stunned for a moment. I said, "Isn't this the Vatican Library, you know?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "But this is a humanistic library." So anyway, I couldn't resist making a few remarks to the Monsignor about people who put political and commercial interests ahead of religious ones, but I was on the way out the door. But I did see many beautiful paintings, and there are a number of artists that we might use for our New Testament. There are several major artists of the Italian Renaissance who, of course, painted many beautiful paintings of the life of Christ. And we don't really need the Vatican to do that. But I think we can all feel very much encouraged here that New Vrindavan is quite unique, and our interfaith preaching is quite important and quite needed in the world right now. So, thank you very much.
New Vrindavan is unique. It is unique because perhaps nowhere else in the world is there a community of devotees striving for pure devotional service, striving to surrender everything to Krishna. I'm not saying that everyone is 100% surrendered, but that's the ideal, I think, of everyone. Down deep in our hearts, we all long for the day when we can be fully surrendered. And that is unique. Most people, even religious people, long to be materially successful. long for the comfort of the body. Our ideal is exemplified by the gopis. In fact, not exactly by the gopis, but by the manjaris, the assistants to the gopis. We don't try to become directly servant of God. Lord Chaitanya has taught us to become servant of the servant of the servant of God. In this way, we can be humbler than the blade of grass, more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, ready to offer all respect to others without expecting any in return. In such consciousness, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. This image of a blade of grass is very interesting. I had some realization about this while chanting japa this morning. Even Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, aspires to become a blade of grass in Vrindavan. Where he may touch the lotus feet, not of Krishna, but of the servants of Krishna, of the devotees of Krishna. A blade of grass, materially considered, is a very small and insignificant thing. And certainly, we are all very qualified in that way. We are small and insignificant. But every blade of grass, when combined together, when joined in Sankirtan, Sankirtan is not the kirtan of an individual. It is together. All the blades of grass together give comfort and pleasure to Krishna and his devotees. And that is our goal. That is our aspiration. To somehow or other contribute in our little way to the comfort and pleasure of the Lord and his devotees.